of bread and a pint of cottage cheese.
I don't remember that.
And we worked out there in Schindler's, worked all day on that.
Well, I don't remember ever getting cottage cheese, but
Me
bologna.
either.
Bologna.
I remember Mother taking one can of tuna fish,
Making 10 sandwiches.
and yeah. And I'm going to talk about Jesus with the loaves and fishes.
Yeah. The cans must have been bigger back then than what they are now.
Well, I think as long as our sandwich kind of smelled like tuna fish, we thought we had some on it.
It was just bread.
One pound of hamburger. I still make them like that. For me and Jean, because we don't eat a lot of meat. And he wants his thin. And so they're probably about like that. Thin, mashed down, flat. When
Or
I make hamburger
spam.
patty.
Spam. I remember spam sandwiches.
Uh-huh.
And then the canned of corned beef.
Now this is this. You know what potted meat is?
Pot of meat.
Potted meat.
Potted,
meat.
no.
It's in a can. It looks like dog food, I'm serious. About that big around, about so tall. I know a few times Mother wouldn't have anything to send for her lunch. And here's it either kind of cost a nickel or a dime, I forget which it was. Now you boys stop at Barney Douglas store and get you a can of that, and they'll give you crackers to go with it. And when you open it up, get it out of that can real quick so you don't get ptomaine poison. and my brother, we'd eat that little can of potted meat with 2 or 3 crackers.
Oh my goodness.
That's a fact.
Now that be Pope.
That's cool. Yeah.
No doubt we smacked her lips because, you know,
Well, I don't remember any. We didn't even have peanut butter. We ever have peanut butter? I don't remember ever having.
Yeah, they bought it in a tray. And you had to stir it up in the oil.
Yeah.
We had it once in a while.
I just don't remember it. I remember the butter where you
The
put
oleo.
the little bead of color and mixed the lard up.
And the little
This was
plastic
butter.
thing, and we'd have to squeeze it to make it yellow.
That was margarine.
Yeah.
in September, for instance, school would be started. Dad'd take a small load of tomatoes into the cannery, and he'd get, they're talking about peanut butter. It came, you could get it in cardboard trays, 2 pounds per quarter. And then wrap that with white paper and then put a string around it. You kids stay out of that. That's your school lunch. She's my mother told us to dive into it because we'd sneak in there, get it with the spoonfuls. The first thing you knew, there was no school lunch. But like you say, some people call that the good old days, but they're wrong.
No wonder we were all skinny as rails.
Well, what Dale Jr. was telling me here a while back, his dad was telling him, said he didn't grow very much when he was going to school. I think Dale Jr. asked him, well, why? Well, didn't have enough to eat. Well, he had far more to eat than we ever did. You know, and but when he started growing is when he'd go in there and put 2 chairs close together and he'd do push-ups and so on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty soon he had shoulders like a wrestler. And so, and that guy could eat half a cow. After we'd start butchering, if Dorothy didn't have any steaks in here, he'd go out in the freezer and get a couple and put them in hot water, I think he said, help thaw them out.
To thaw them out.
And then he'd kind of doctor them up a little bit as he cooked them. And I mean big steaks. And when they was done, he'd set the milk on the table and the bread, and he'd eat the whole cotton picking thing.
I'm probably still hungry.
And it's nothing for him to eat a whole chicken. I'm serious, he eat the whole chicken. Barbecue chicken, I've seen him do it. Then didn't have enough to eat. I'm sure glad he growed up. Big man. Yep. That's enough of them stories.
I like the squirrel.
You like squirrel?
No. No, mom's squirrel stories.
Oh, yeah. I was talking to the dentist yesterday about that. They got squirrels out, sit there and watch them, you know. And the dentist helper, she said, "Oh yeah, I've had squirrels." And I said, "My dad would have wanted to put the squirrel brains into the scrambled eggs, and he'd eat that.
Squirrel what?
Brains."
In the scrambled eggs.
Some people did.
He says,
What?
Joyce wanted us to save the brains of the cow, and he said he didn't do that.
Who wanted you to?
Joyce down the street.
Oh,
Her piano teacher.
yes.
Mercy.
Dorothy likes melting oysters.
I don't know, but I looked at those squirrels that'd be in our backyard in Albany, and it's going,
That's where she does.
were the squirrels any bigger in Arkansas?
They must have been.
Well, they had been through feed us all.
I don't know, one can of tuna fish.
Sure, the legs wouldn't be any bigger than your
I
thumb
know it.
if
It's
they're that
tasty,
big.
honey, it's tasty, very tasty.
And that would feed 10 people. One squirrel.
You
Take a
bite.
lick and pass it on.
It was like Kenny used to say about getting clam chowder and never finding
Well,
a
right.
clam. Well, he must tie a string to it and drag it through and call
Until they
it.
got disease.
That was kind of like the squirrel.
Oh my goodness.
But we never had possum.
No,
I know it, Valerie, I think
Not that
Valerie
we
asked
knew
me
of,
once, and I'm
anyway.
going, not that I remember.
well, maybe it
We
was
wasn't
one.
that poor.
Either that or we weren't told about it.
Yeah.
Did you
Well,
ever
this-
get birthday cakes, Dorothy?
No.
No?
We was lucky to get an orange for Christmas.
Really?
And a handful of candy. The ribbon candy. Maybe
That's
a few-
from the people of Rogers passing them out at the parade, and we'd go and get it.
Yeah. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I remember a few walnuts along with the orange.
Wow.
Valerie, was it just Colton that you gave an orange in his stocking this year?
I did an apple, a banana, and an orange. He's like, what? Because I always used to fill the kids' stockings with little fun toy things, you know. And this year you just got fruit. And I'm like, well, that's all I got growing up. We got one orange, one apple, one banana, and the rest was nuts.
Yeah.
Well, we only got the orange.
You only got the orange.
We didn't have the other fruits.
I know it. I was shocked at one of the pictures I have with Patsy and Louie had a birthday cake. And I'm going, I can't remember ever having a birthday cake.
I never did.
I never did either. But Louis did at least 1 year.
Well, only boy.
Yeah.
What about Christmas trees?
We never had a Christmas tree.
Really? Did you decorate
We
for
not
Had
Christmas?
anything hanging
We
on.
didn't have anything to go under it. We had one.
We had the stockings.
Oh, you did have stockings? With
Yeah.
the one orange.
It was the ones we had to wear to school the next day.
Oh my
That little
goodness.
dinky house we lived in, wouldn't been any room to put a Christmas tree.
No. When we went there with Betty, that time we all went to Arkansas, I couldn't believe how little that house was and how low the ceilings were. It's like, well, the same big when I was little. Little.
And how the kitchen floors.
Sloped.
Well, we drove past there. We were back. Did we go back for a family reunion or why were we?
We went back for a
A
reunion.
reunion or something. And we drove past. And so the little rental house, you remember
Yeah.
that little white house that was on the other end of the property there? Well, it's still standing. And there was a man fixing the roof on it. So I said, as we're parked under our little house, I said, and the weeds were almost knee deep. It's a wonder I didn't get ate alive with chicks.
Chiggers.
Chiggers?
Yeah. So I got out of the car and I went and asked him, I said, because the house was empty, and told him who I was and that when we used to live there. And he said, well, I'm the owner. And I said, well, we'd like to have, since nobody's living there, we'd like to have permission to look. This was before we grew up, and so he gave us permission to go in the house. And then I told him about that little house that Daddy built the year before we left. And he said, well, I'm glad to get some history of that. And then the kitchen floor was sloping. I think the only level part of the house was that room that he built for Odessa.
I'll be darned.
Which,
And that room we all slept in, I can't remember if I had to duck down because the ceilings are so low now that I'm
Well,
grown or not.
it was like a lean-to.
Yeah,
Oh.
The roof
Right,
sloped.
sloped.
sloped, yeah.
Of course, we slept 5 to a bed.
Oh my goodness.
Quit kicking the cover. I'm not kicking the cover. Yeah, you got your feet right up in my face. Been there, done that.
Valerie, it's 20 to 4.
Oh.
And
yeah.
there was just
You're gonna
the
hit the
straw
traffic.
mattresses.
I
There wasn't
know.
anything
Probably
related
should've
to
left at
springs. It
3.
was just
Yeah.
straw
Oh my
in between
goodness.
a tick.
Get there for
Oh, Dorothy,
school conference.
do you like mountain oysters?
No,
Oh.
and I don't cook them either.
Oh, you don't, do you?
No.
Have you eaten them?
Your granny fried some one time, and Dorothy come home from work and was on the table, what's that? And I'd already eaten 1 or 2 of them, and mountain
Only
oysters.
2?
I'm not eating that stuff.
You need to get your coat on because we gotta get going or Valerie's not gonna make the conference.
Yeah,
What time's your conference?
5:30.
Oh,
Yeah, we only got.
Slow going, the one part.
I know.